Hey, 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 how are you? I can see you fixing yourself. Let me
It was
get
a joke. Yeah.
ready.
Woo!
Ready.
Good
How you
evening,
doing, all right?
everybody. Yeah, I'm all right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Gym Time. It's a pleasure to be here again with my lovely sister, doing a wonderful thing that we're doing right now, encouraging, motivating, empowering the best that we can. Last week was amazing. Wasn't it
It
amazing,
was.
Debbie?
It was.
I
It
know.
was. I really enjoyed that.
But tonight will be controversial. This is a subject that, and I'm looking forward to this. We will have a video that we'll play as well. My sister will play this video, and we'd like you to comment. And this isn't just about my sister and I. This is about you guys as well. We're trying to share. Over to you, Debbie.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be on today. I actually like that. I like that better. Yeah.
I like that better.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to today because you know me, I'm always scouring for content. So I want to, touch on some subjects that people are talking about. Clearly they're talking about it. It's just that we're going to just bring it to the forefront of our conversation and see what people have to say. So I'm going to do my disclaimer. We always do a disclaimer every week. We're not here to knock anybody. We're not here to tear down anybody's ideas or anything. We're coming with our ideologies and we just want to share them with you to inspire you, to encourage you, to kind of like spice up things, change things. Sometimes we can become quite mundane in the way that we're living in our relationships. The things that we was taught years ago, we're still trying to put them into practice now rather than trying to change things, and change is good. It's good. It's challenging, but it's absolutely good. So, I'm not on here to do anything other than to encourage you and inspire you, motivate you to live your best life. Like, relationships are just amazing. It doesn't matter whether it's between your partner or in your family or friends and so forth. I don't know where my brother's just slipped off to, but yeah, I just want to be here to encourage, to inspire you, and hopefully there's something that you can take away from our conversations every single week. Don't it kind of make you think over things, like the conversations that we'll have, Paul? Like, we kind of like marinate like on it in the week? Does it kind of like
when we come away, it's like, and I think it bursts with more ideas as well, and the fact that hearing other people's perspective, it broadens my mind, and that's why I personally think as well that this could be a workshop where we could be at, because it's so much content, there's so much information, there's so much discussion around, and having people in the room and buzzing and talking about these taboo subjects as such, I think it would be amazing. I think it's amazing.
Absolutely.
I marinate on it a lot.
Yeah. So I just changed your name from Debbie to Maurice.
Oh, did it come up as well? I can be Debbie. I can be Debbie tonight if you want.
My one came up as Maurice, and I changed it to Debbie. So do your disclaimer, Paul, because I like us to get that straight from the get-go.
So as it's said, where our experiences is what gives us our ability to be able to share with you. So we're experts in our field of experience, and I think that with that, we want to share it with you. We want you to take it with big heaps, and hopefully it will enrich you, hopefully that it will empower you, hopefully it will open and expand your mind a little bit more if we can. At the same time, as it was said, we're not looking to knock anybody. We're not looking to be anybody else but ourselves, because of where we're coming from as well. So if you take some and it doesn't work, please, don't blame us. If you take something that works, then we've achieved what we're trying to do.
Give us
credit. Yeah. And that includes our guests as well, because at the end of the day, it is a perspective. It is an experience of ours. And because if it's our experiences as well, I mean, this area is I've not really experienced it, but I know people who have experienced it. But
whatever you're talking about, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, this particular area, the one that we're going to
this particular subject tonight. Okay. Yeah. So please don't shoot us down if it doesn't work for you, but there will be other things you can try as well. Okay.
Well, I think that it's, you know, like when you're seasoning, innit? Like food, you got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you know, and you put it all together and you got your pot, you know what I mean? So you can take a little something, add it to what you've got, take something from somewhere else, you know, see how it
That's
works
right.
for you.
That's right.
Anyway, so tonight's subject is high maintenance. Yeah. Is it her man's responsibility to keep her? That's a woman. Like, you know, we hear it in society, we see it. Oh, straight off, that woman's high maintenance. I think that people probably thought I was high maintenance back in the day when I used to like have my weave and my lashes and my nails and all of that. People probably thought I was high maintenance, but I really wasn't. I really wasn't. I just really like to look good. I like to buy myself really nice things. And so we're going to really talk about this subject because I think that some of the men are kind of under pressure to you know, have women who are highly maintained and also being a person that is providing the money to do the high maintenance. Now, there's no problem with somebody being high maintenance, man or woman. I don't have any problems with it. You can look fly, you can do your hair, you know, you can buy yourself the Brazilian weave, you know, that costs like £500
Is that
or
for
whatever.
men as well? Can men have the Brazilian weave as well?
Are you really going to answer me that question? Yeah, you really going to answer me that question?
No, let's not go there.
Anyway,
Go on.
that's another subject. But yeah, you can have the weave, you can have the lashes, you can do the nails, you can buy the really nice clothes, expensive and nice bags and everything like that. You can do that. That's no problem. What I want to find out from, let me start with you, Paul, and then we will have the conversation with those that are in the chat. High maintenance. What do you think of a woman that is high maintenance? What is your spin on it?
See, again, I have no problem to. Again, I think. Let me just say, I think that that society has thrown that word out as high maintenance, as opposed to looking after yourself. You know, looking good. You know, what is high maintenance? I was saying to you offline, if it's like having a house, 10-bedroom house, yeah, you better be able to maintain it, yeah, and you better be able to afford to maintain it, yeah, yourself, not someone else. You know, you have to then get in, you got to get the cleaner in, you got to get, you know, it's all those things. It's your house. You decided to get a 10-bedroom house, you maintain it, you know. And if you happen to have a husband, partner come and move in with you, it's not his ability. He can join in and say, I want to be part of that to maintain this property. Guess what? I know how to cut, I know how to clean, I know how to the windows and the bricks, and I'm a plumber, but you don't have to be the person who has to maintain that person, as in high maintenance. That's just my opinion. At the end of the day, you work together, you know. And I'll expand a bit more when as I said earlier, we're going to play video, and please comment, join in the chat, and tell your friends and your family to join, and subscribe, as they say, you know, follow us. And but we do want you to be part of this conversation about, you know, what your opinion is. You can start your opinions now, or you.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, bro. I said, you're breaking up a little bit.
Already?
Yeah. But yeah, I hear what you're saying in regards to the high maintenance thing, and I think that I definitely think it's a societal thing where they've really thrown it out there, and I think that aspects of it as well is to make women feel like they ought not to be highly maintained, like they ought not to, you know, push that boat out. I think that it's necessary for a woman to feel good and to maintain herself, rather than expecting somebody to do that for her. I think that you have to show yourself that worth, if you want to put it like that, you know, because the exterior is only a small portion of the self-love. Where you go what you buy yourself. And I know that it can be challenging for some women as well, because if you haven't ever really had someone look after you, and we can go as far back as, you know, family, if you're coming from a family where there wasn't much, sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. I had that struggle where I found it difficult to buy myself the best. I would buy it for my children, I'd buy it for everyone else, but I did find it difficult doing it for myself. So when people are turning around and saying, oh, you're high maintenance, it's almost like it has a negative connotation, like you're not meant to look after yourself, you're not meant to have the finest things in life. My thing is, having the finest things in life, you shouldn't have that expectation that somebody else is going to provide that for you. You should provide it for yourself first and foremost. And if somebody comes along and they so happen want to look after you and care for you in that way, then that's a bonus, but it's not a must, and it's not something that I don't personally think as a woman that you should expect. That's just my opinion. So we're just getting started, we're just warming up, and as you can see on the screen, like, share, subscribe, set the bell so that it will remind you for when we are going to be on. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share the video. There is one person in there, Breeny Lee, who I actually know. I take on board what both of them say, actually, and I just want to play the video. You guys can think, share what your spin on it, your take on it. So
well, we've got a couple of comments anyway, but we'll get to that after the video.
All right, so I'm going to play it.
That person who aligns with your vision of how.
Hold on, let me just put it. Let me change the screen.
We live life. I know that with being with a woman who likes to take care of herself and look good, chances are she's going to be an expensive woman. She's going to like the finer things and stuff of that nature. I've accepted that trade-off. All right. I understand. So I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to sit here and expect her to be all frugal. No, I know that's part of her nature. Okay, so we go with that.
Why is this woman demanding so much? Or why does this man want so much? I'm not high maintenance. You can't maintain me. Say that. And
that's
we're
why
done.
they're mad.
Right, that's why they're mad.
What a lot of these people are doing on both sides is they're complaining because the people they want require what they're not willing to give or what they don't have to give. These men want these women who are looking a certain way and so beautiful and all this. You want to be mad because she wants to be provided for and for you to be financially stable.
So there we have it. That's the video. You can definitely share your comments on that. So there was a few things that they actually said. So you as a woman, looking good, wanting to be maintained. The guy, Stefan Speaks, said that ultimately it could be the fact that these men are not able to look after these women. They want those kind of women, but they're not able to look after the women. And Breeny Lee agreed and said, how about like you not basically being with that kind of woman? If you can't maintain them, then you know, why are you actually with them in that respect? That's what I believe that she was actually saying. What did you think, Paul?
Yeah, I think, you know, that's exactly what I surmised as well.
That's what I took from it. Maybe I could be wrong. You guys can share whatever you think in there, but that's what
I've just, this is just my personal opinion, right? So I've dated women who have had a lot of money, and I've dated women with no money. And are you not just a woman the same way? You know, are you not, you know, you're not anything different because you have more money, and you're not supposed to be that different if you don't have any money. You know, I think, you know, if you choose or you identify a woman who you like, or vice versa, a woman likes a particular guy, you know, on the exterior, you can see that he likes the finer things in life by the way he dresses, etc., the way he carries himself, then there's nothing wrong with reaching for that particular person.
Mm-hmm.
However, if it's the case that, you know what, they say, listen, I like jetting away 5 times a year, and that's how I live, if she doesn't want to, right there, you know, that's that discussion from the beginning. If she decides that no, you're not, you know, I can't see you doing that. I think personally that's shallow. That's my personal opinion. I think that if you like somebody and you fit from a personality standpoint, you know, and they're ambitious, or they have they're employed, they're doing whatever it is, you can always strive. You know, some people, their dreams don't really happen until they're later in their years. And there's some people, their dreams of what they aspire to be happens in their younger years. Now, what if you only inspired to be a talk show host and you get paid a certain amount? What if you're only inspired and that's your passion to be a road sweeper? I know, you know, I'm throwing it out there like that. Then, I mean, you get a lot of money for that now, you know. However, and that person can't pay for that woman to go away 5 times a year. Is that an issue? You know, surely then if you're into that person, you say, listen, you know, you come along for the ride. And I think that's where it's backward, that we put value on stuff more than putting value on people.
Okay. So MO1 says high maintenance is not self-maintenance. It is the maintenance from man to woman to a man, isn't it? Not 100 from a man.
Yeah, so high maintenance. Well, maintenance is a man serving a woman, basically.
Because he's looking at, there's men that are high maintenance too. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But D, are you not being maintained if you're doing it for yourself? Absolutely. But the thing is, what was being said here, and let me read the last comment. If you can't maintain it, surely you don't want it. Right. So what was being said here was, if you're high maintenance and you as the man can't maintain that woman, then basically jog on. Like, you can't expect to have that woman, like Stefan Speaks says, if he meets a woman and she's high maintenance, I must know what I'm taking on. And I don't think so, not necessarily. You're taking on a woman that is high maintenance, that has been doing that for herself, period. And that's cool. But I don't think that you as the man coming into that woman's life now has to take on that role of maintaining that woman on that level. You appreciate it, you love it, but I don't think that, this is my personal opinion, you can share yours. I don't think that you as the man have to take on that. Do you get what I mean? And I think if a woman, me personally, if I was high maintenance, you know, with the latest stuff going, jetting off, getting expensive weave, nails done, and all of those kind of things, and then I will only take on a man who is going to do that for me, I think that you're going to be only getting a certain kind of man. I don't think, if you're a high maintenance woman and the only man that you want to be with is somebody that is going to be looking after you like that, you've got a small pool to pick from. Do you get what I mean? And a lot of women won't even give you a second thought if you can't do that. And I don't think that that's personally right. Like, you know, because you might not be on the top of your game all your whole entire life. Do you get what I mean? You might not be that woman that is able to jet off and, you know, get your weave done and get your lashes done and all that for the rest of your life. And you could have missed out on some amazing men who are willing to love you, care for you, respect you, you know, do the things that you both can agree on, but that might not be one of them. So that's just my opinion. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in total agreement. You
see that we're in agreement because we're kind of brought up in the same household? I don't know. You guys can comment.
No, because you see, our experiences are similar, but there are differences as well. And so, you know, I think being believers of God, we put less value on materialistic stuff,
yeah,
and more value on spiritual stuff, you know. And I think that's why we probably agree from that perspective. But prior to ever being a believer of God, you know, I just couldn't see why. I want more than money. I want the depth. I want the passion in a woman. I was like that, you know. I didn't want, and yes, being romantic and romantic gestures, you know, whether you say, baby, look, you know what, I know you need your nails done, you know, I can see, because you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Here's a little something. Go and get your
But
nails
that's
done.
a kind gesture. That's you just
Right.
saying, "You know what, go and get your hair done. I'll pay for you to get your hair done."
Yeah.
I'm talking about the expectation that a woman
Aye.
won't want
Aye.
a man because they expect it. And if you're not bringing that to the table, I'm not interested. Do you get
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't agree with that. I think that it's nice if a man says, "You know what? I'm gonna pay for this. I'm gonna do this and do that for you." But I don't personally, I don't expect it. And it's not because I'm this independent woman either. Do you get what I mean? Where it's just like, oh no, I don't want a man to do nothing for me. It's nice and it's good, but the expectation, this is why people end up getting hurt. Because if you enter into a relationship and a man is like, "Oh, you look amazing," all of that, and then you're like, "Oh, okay, we're going out this weekend. Can you do my nails?" And he's like, "Well, no, like, you know, what was you doing before I got here?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say to that.
You might think that he's not interested in you or he doesn't want to be with you, but it's an expectation that you're having. Like, again, like, let me put this in the mix. Women expecting men to buy them flowers, chocolates, perfume, bag, whatever for Valentine's Day. I don't expect that. Valentine's Day isn't just about the woman, it's about the man as well. Like, that's last time I checked, Valentine's was men and women. But the expectations in society has said, the men, you have to buy the flowers, you have to buy the perfume, you have to buy all of these things. The whole market is geared towards that. If you ask my husband, I spoil him on Valentine's. Do you get what I mean? Our anniversary, it's not just about me, it's our anniversary. So I don't know if it's because of my mindset, the way I've been brought up, the way I see the world, the fact that I'm a Christian. But to me, these are the things that we should be doing for each other, you know. And I think that it's a good thing that we look at people for who they are and not what they can give to us. Do you want to read the comments?
I was going to say that when Amo says when it talks about high maintenance, I'm talking about a woman that I have to maintain. She is doing it herself. She's not high maintenance. Okay, but she is high maintenance if she's doing it herself, because she has this is my personal opinion. She has a standard of, and she does that for herself, and that is it. She keeps it on that level. So when she meets a man, she wants him to bring it up to that level. You can't be looking at like, you know what, I found this Avon perfume for you. Yeah, and she wears Gucci. Might smell like Gucci. It's the label that she wants. You know, I bought you this. Like someone was selling these Louis bags. You know, and I just got one. You know, it's slightly off, but you know, it's a Louis, and it's like, hang on. I don't want no knockoff Louis. Give me the real. How much it cost you? You gave me a discount. You know, I got it for £25. Yeah, £25. No, I want one that's gonna cost 2,500. Yeah, I don't buy it. What? She would go out and buy those things for herself and buy his Rolex or whatever watch it is that he wants to have on it, you know, because that's what.
Oh, you're breaking up. Oh, you've broken up, bro. Yeah, so I think that he was saying that's what they probably want for themselves. And there's no, like I said from the get-go, if you didn't hear what I said, there's no harm.
And I treat myself on whatever I choose to buy, whether it be. Yeah, I know. I realized. I can see.
You was there having a good old chin back, weren't you? You weren't listening. You was frozen. Are you gone again?
When it comes up, this is ridiculous.
It went again.
Yeah.
Go on. Talk for a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I'm back now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All I'm saying is that the fact that you know, I'm saying about me, I don't know if you heard, I like good things and I treat myself, but I don't have expectation of if my wife buys me a watch and it isn't the car by myself, I take it. You understand me? I like the finer things in life, you know. And if I want it, I get it. If I don't want it, then I don't have to have it. And I don't have to have anybody doing that for me. But if she chooses to do it, that's great. I was using an example the other day that can you hear me?
No, I was laughing because of the comment. He's saying that you need them to buy your
Oh! Buy me a broadband. No,
What are you like?
They need to buy me a house because where I live, the
signal
is really bad. Apparently, they haven't got the mast. I'm actually running it from my phone at the moment. You know, if I go inside the house, I got children and it's noise. You know, if they're in bed, I'll go inside. Okay, Amo? Huh? You're a joker.
If you buy your broadband.
Yeah, the biggest package at that. But I just said the other day about the car. You know, someone knocked into my car. They gave us a courtesy car, gave us a Land Rover Discovery. It couldn't even do what my one did. Yeah, my one to people name, but it's actually a really brilliant vehicle, massive. You know, Sam Young Turismo. Yes, I'm plugging it.
No,
you know?
No advertising on the platform, innit?
And it. You know, but they gave me the vehicle and it didn't
perform
fit
in the
for me.
same way.
All what it had was a label. It's a label. I take the label off. It's still a vehicle. Yep. Take off the label of high maintenance. You're still a woman. You're still a man. You know, and so
that's what's that's what's important, to see past the high maintenance. And also, I think that there's that expectation, just this expectation, and you guys can comment, that a woman that is high maintenance is a woman of class. And that's not entirely true, that she is revered more than somebody who's not got the Louis Vuitton bag, you know, and that is not totally true. It's the expectations that people will have of people looking a certain way, buying certain clothing, and it's just not the case. And I think that we've been sold this idea that if you look a particular way, if you're high maintenance, and I'm using that word because that's what we're talking about, if you look a particular way, then you're this really amazing individual that everybody wants to be with. And being high maintenance doesn't mean that. That just means that you actually spend a lot of money on yourself, you know, externally. How much money do you spend
on you?
How much money do you spend on getting mentoring and coaching and getting life skills? How much time do you spend doing those things, like investing in yourself as an individual rather than investing in the bags and the accoutrements? You know, it's important to invest in yourself as well, you know, and not to be seen to be this amazing person because of the things that you've actually got. And I know of guys who thought that women were like absolutely amazing because of what they looked like externally, what they wore and so forth, only to find that no, there's not really much personality there. Not all of them, I'm just saying from experience, so don't ready to shoot me down. I'm just saying some of the guys that I've actually spoken to over the years, you know, from when you're younger, growing up, that been in relationships and said, right, you know, this is what this was the kind of woman that I went for, you know, the high maintenance woman, thinking, yeah, woman of stature, woman of class and all the rest, and only to find out that, you know, can't cook, personality, you know, is gone to pot. So you know, looking at somebody who's high maintenance is cool. They look fly, all of the rest of it. But what is it that you actually want? And are you willing as a man to be in a relationship with a woman that has that expectation of you maintaining them? Are you willing to put yourself in under that pressure to make sure that you please that woman in that regard? Or are you willing to please her in other areas, you know, rather than it just being a financial thing? What do you think, Paul? Was you willing to put yourself in that situation?
No, never. I know of women who had their mobile bills being paid, their light bill being paid, their gas bill being paid. Yeah. And the man ain't getting nothing, you know. Well, you know what? I can't come out. I got to spend my money on paying my bills. And he says, I pay your bills. Yeah. So he's giving them money for that.
Yeah.
You know, and women will take it if you're offering that, and they don't give you nothing back in return, you know, because she's not a prostitute. So if you're paying to get something and she has value that, you know what, I'm not giving it up because you're paying this. Hey, more for you. So I know of women who have been like that, and I've liked them, but I'm not paying nothing to get you like that. You understand me? We can go out. I don't mind. You know, I'm a gentleman, so if I go out, I don't have no problem paying the bill. I have no issue with that because I've asked you out for dinner. You know, I've asked you to come. You've said yeah. You know, you've given me the privilege of you saying yes to me. So what I would like to do is treat you like a lady when we go out, and I pay. You know, I just want to go to Emo. Listen, that's why I've been married for 8 years. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, my wife loves my beard as it is. She don't even want me to cut it. You understand me? You know, but you see, because her value isn't on my external, her value is on my internal. You know, and so when she's there rubbing my beard and everything else, she doesn't say to me, "Oh, you need to get it shaped up." Oh, I was like that at one stage. If you ask Debbie, my hair, when I got my locks, my hair, boom, yeah, and yeah, with the grey as well. And I'll be
oh, you're freezing again,
boy, yeah. But that came with a price. You know, what
came with a price? Because you froze.
Oh, it came with a price with me sweetening myself up, because what I'm doing is that I'm trying to impress other people. You know. As opposed to impressing myself, doing it for myself.
But you know what, as well,
and I did it for
the pressure of high maintenance, and there's levels to this though. Like you know, you can be on like high level of maintenance. You have to identify whether it's something that you're doing for yourself or whether it's something that you're doing for the audience, whether you're doing it because this is how people see you and you have to now keep up that persona, or are you doing it because this is just the lifestyle that you actually live? I you know, there was a period of time in my life where I was bringing in a lot of money and could do lots of stuff. That isn't where I'm in this season. Not to say that where I'm heading to isn't back into that season, but you know, life is like that, isn't it? It's got the ups and the downs, and you have to appreciate where you are and who you are. And life sometimes does that to you, where it makes you have to humble yourself and say, you know what, this is what life is really about for me, rather than the external things. And like I said before, it's not because those things are not good, that they're not stuff that people can have. It is choice. But I wouldn't want to try to keep up with the Joneses, or have somebody say, you know what, if my husband or if my partner's not giving that to me, he's a waste man. Do you get what I mean? He can't provide for the finer things in life. I would never like to put somebody in that position, because I wouldn't want someone to put me in that position. If I was living a life of Riley and then I met somebody and things kind of changed for me, I would have to humble myself. I wouldn't be putting that man under pressure to say, you know what, you're going to have to work 2-3 jobs, or, you know, you have to be in this kind of role in order to be with me. I just wouldn't do that. But again, everybody is up for debate. Everybody is up for their opinion, and it's what works for you. If that's what works for you, then, and it works for your partner, I said it before, as long as there's an agreement, as long as there's agreement between you and your partner, and this is what you've agreed on, then cool. You know what I mean? You're both on the same page. But I wouldn't put that pressure on somebody, because you know, when you start maintaining somebody from the beginning, you're going to have to continue.
That's right.
You're going to have to continue. And the reality is that that's that person's expectation. The moment you don't meet that expectation, it's almost like you don't love them, you don't care about them, you don't want to be with them. I know how women think. Not all of them, but I know how a lot of women think. You don't care for me, you don't love me, you don't want to be with me if you're not doing this for me, especially if you met that person in that place. You can have that conversation with somebody, though. Do
you think, Debbie, that for some of these men and women, just a thought, that the reason why when they they come into a season where they're financially independent and they're looking for someone to maintain it. Do you think some of that could possibly be, excuse me, some form of trauma from their past that they didn't have? So because they didn't have, they worked super hard, or their parents didn't have, and they worked super hard, or their parents had, and so because their parents give them time, but they just kept them giving them money. Do you think that that can be part of that, of this high maintenance club as well?
But remember, in the beginning, we were saying that this is something, it's a societal thing about this high maintenance, because the reality is that you can look good. Like, we have this conversation where we're talking and I'm saying, no, you look really good. I like that jacket. You look like, when you turn up, you turn up. Do you get what I mean? You look amazing all of the time. Like, you can wear casuals and it just looks like, you know, you just spent enough money. We know how to shop, though. You know, we know where to go. We know what to shop. But I'm saying that if you're in that cycle of things, and it could be past traumas, it could be stuff that you've experienced and you might not have had, and so now you make sure that you have, and anyone who's around you, they have to be on the same kind of league, and so forth. But I think that there's so much to that, because there can be past traumas of, you know, we like what you said, your parent not giving you time, attention, and whatever, but they're giving you stuff. You know, sometimes people see it as that's their element of love. That's how they was brought up, where they just got stuff. And if, like, it goes back to what I was saying, if they don't receive that from somebody, they believe that that person doesn't actually love them or doesn't care for them. But that's not necessarily so. That's just the way how life is turned out for you, and you've now interpreted things as that person loving me rather than having the quality time and so forth. And we see it in society where parents don't have the choose their work and their career and so forth, and then they might have nannies to look after their children, and, you know, they just buy their children stuff to, like, you know, to kind of pacify them, really make them. But again, you have to know where that person's coming from. It's like you know, a revolving thing. That could be something that happened with them, or their parents didn't have, and so they want to make sure their children have, and overcompensate by doing, you know, crazy hours to make sure that their children have these things. So, you know, a lot can be said about that. I think that goes back to what I said. If that works in your relationship, then it just works, because you're both on the same page. If you have the expectation, and the only people that you will be with is people who are going to be maintaining your lifestyle, period, then I think that there's a bit of a problem there, because I wouldn't just look for someone who can maintain that when I've had the ability to maintain it for myself all this time. If I now are saying, right, you know, any person that I meet, this is what they have to do for me. I don't, like I said in the beginning, I just don't think that that's right.
Do you want to read some of the comments, Debbie? If you got back to
So I was reading them, and then you was responding to them. So I didn't, because he was talking personally to you. The last one that he actually said was, good looks can be deceiving, but no man or woman, I think that's wants a tramp or Titus, nor so. I think that we do live in a society where that is being projected to us. Like, if you look good, then you're the bee's knees. You know, we've got things like, what is that thingy island, Love Island? You know, everyone on there, all of the guys are ripped, the women are all fit, slim. You know, this is what society has created for us, and saying this is what, you know, you're
right. But you see, the reality is that you've got double belly men, bare belly men, men with breasts
still
now.
Need to be loved. They still need to be loved.
This is what I'm saying. Men who's got picky hair, men who've got no hair, men who's got grey beard. But it don't matter. You see, as I said, it can be quite shallow. But I agree with you that if it works for you, then keep it moving. You know, if that's what you know, that's your standard, that's what you want, and it's actually working for you. Then going back to what we were saying offline, and we're saying it now as well, is that you can find a Love Island man or woman. Yeah, let's, you know. But number one, backstory. Number two, is he a good man? Is she a good woman? She don't cook at all. Yeah, because she ain't gonna go in no kitchen to cook. Yeah, you're ill at home and she's buying you. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna order. Well, matter of fact, she ain't gonna order nothing for you now. You're gonna have to order it for both of you while you're sick in bed. No, I'm joking. But you know, this is what I'm saying. Where does the line stop? He might be abusive. He might be torn and ripped and everything else like that. And he's got the suits, the car, and else. And you don't have any of that, but you have it, and he wants to maintain you, but he's abusive, you know. But because he has this standard of living that he is flying, he is doing all these things, you stay with him, but yet as if you're below him, you know, or vice versa, as if you're below her. So do you then still stay with them? You come away from that and you find another one, and he seemingly or she seemingly is okay, but yet, you know, I'm going to talk fact. She leave her dirty baggy them under the bed or on the floor. Yeah? He leaves his skid up boxer shorts on the floor, you know, and it's like, but it's because you just got more, and you're nasty, you know, and so where does the line stop? Yeah, you just keep replacing the person. I'm sorry, I'm just talking frank. You know
You're nasty. You're nasty. You're nasty. It's replace, isn't it? You just replace it, Paul. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why wash it?
You know,
why,
you're taking and dashing away because, you know, and he's buying you 100 knickers, yeah, and you've thrown away 100.
You're so silly. No, but
so
you know
sorry,
what? There is that reality though, where people.
Of course it is.
Seriously, there is, because I watched there's two documentaries that I watched. So there was a documentary where, you know, they was talking about footballers, they was talking about celebrities and everything, and they just wear the thing once, yeah, and then they throw it away. Then there was this other documentary that I watched where this man, he was from the Eastern European. I don't want to name any particular country in case people, you know, come for us. But yeah, it's the Eastern Middle. Eastern European. And what he done, it's on Netflix. What he basically done, all of these women were high maintenance, yeah. They was living a particular lifestyle. And what he actually did, he actually was ripping them all off. So he was taking them on jets. He was showing them the fast life, buying them, you know, the best bags and food and everything, yeah, jetting them all over the place. So what he would do, he would get one woman and he would do that with her, but he's using another woman's money. So after he's confided in this woman now and saying, you know, he actually said he was the son of this multi-billionaire, yeah, a mogul. He said that he was the son of them, all photoshopped himself in pictures and all foolishness, yeah. And then what happened, because he was taking them and living this lifestyle, he got his bouncer, the guy who was his best friend actually, but he was just a big guy, so he just said that he was his bodyguard, to I think that the bodyguard was legitimately in a fight. But then what he did, he used that man to say that they're in the hospital. Somebody was trying to get to him and his security guard was helping him. Everything is breached, everything is shut down. He doesn't have access to his money and all the rest of it. Got the woman to send him like stupid money, 20,000, 50,000, everything. And she did it. And the reason why, not just one, many of them did it. The reason why they did it was because he was showing them the fast life and they believed that he had lots of money. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. Then it all came on top. And it all blew up. He's still back on social media doing exactly the same thing, saying like how he's driving back fast cars and all the rest of it. But none of it is his money. But that was because those women wanted to be maintained. They wanted that fast lifestyle. They wanted the bags. They wanted, you know, the latest. He was flying them all over the world. Like, who wouldn't want that? When I was watching it, I was just like, that was a trap waiting to happen. Like, but you wouldn't know it though. That was the thing, because he was, it looked like he was spending well, it didn't look like he was spending a lot of money on them. He was spending a lot of money, but it was somebody else's money. And then when he got you tight and got you hooked, he did exactly the same to you to get another woman, and all he was doing was just living off of them. But you know, none of those women agreed to that, but they got hooked by the fast life. And like I said in the beginning, it's not because you can't live that kind of lifestyle if that's what works for you. But be careful out there. There's a man that can give you all of that, but he ain't really for you. He ain't really loving on you. He ain't really there with you, you know.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to read out the comment then? If I go on.
Some women from certain cultures expect a man to look after them, but there is their society. But that is their society. That's that, or reject that. Very, very true. You know, there is. I know someone who come from enough. If I wanted to marry her, I needed to send some livestock to her mum. You know,
and a couple coal.
Yeah, that's what it was. You know, and that's the culture. You either accept it or reject it. Very, very true. If a woman, I cook, clean, and wash the dirty baggy, and a high maintenance man, that no money, yeah, no pen time and effort, high maintenance too. That's right. That's right. But you see, the thing is right about choosing.
There's levels in it.
The right,
but it's levels as well to that high maintenance.
It is, yeah. Again, you know, you said it and we said it. We keep saying it. It's what the media has put out there as high maintenance. They show you these models. They show you what they call high life. They show you all of this, and those that don't have aspire, and some get there, and you know, but where have you arrived? What you arrived because you have a lot of money, because you can now, you know. But are you shallow inside at the same time? Do you remember where? I mean, if you're up there already, you know what humility is. You know, do you know about giving to others? You know, because that should be given to others without them, you know, having to give to you. You know, and some would say, I'm waiting for Amo's. I know who that is as well. I'm waiting for his comment on that, because a lot could be said to that as well. I just go into what we both said. If it works for you, if it does, my internet.
Yeah, it's playing.
Hello,
playing up today.
Yeah,
I just put in.
It's raining. It's raining
because I think that. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're up there somewhere, like in Muko. But yeah, I think that it's important and it's essential that you aspire to be a particular way, and that if that's what you're aspiring to and you want that kind of lifestyle, good. But I don't think that the expectations of others you should be putting that on them. Sorry, I don't think that who they are, what they got, or anything like that should be something that you say, right, that is mine, and if you're not giving that to me, then you're nothing. And I'm not saying at all that that's what the conversation that Brini Lee and Stefan speaks was actually saying, because that's just a small snippet. I don't know what else they went on to say in that with the rest of the content, but just that particular part of the content where they're saying, where Stefan speaks is saying, I think personally that, you know, that's what a man has signed up to. If he's going to go for a high maintenance woman, then that is it. That's what you signed up for. So pay for it. You know,
there are elements of truth in that. There are elements of truth in that. But why sign up to something just because she looks a particular way, or she lives a particular lifestyle, or he lives a particular
but you can,
like, why sign up to that?
But like I said in the beginning, though, you're not signing like your paycheck over, though, are you? You like the woman, you like how she looks, you like how she carries herself. That's perfectly fine. But you don't have to be the person that is going to be paying for all of that. I just don't think that is right. Like, no, you're signing up for a high maintenance woman, but does that mean that now, you know, your bank balance is going to be going down? You know, if you're
even if he has it,
tons of money and that, then that's totally on you. That's where the agreement comes in. But then I'll be thinking to myself, is it because you want eye candy on your arm, that you want people to know that you're maintaining her, you're the person that is making her look the way that you look? Because the moment you get into an argument, you could be like, give me back my weave, give me back my nails, give me back, you know what I mean? Snatch the weave, give me the weave, do you know what I mean? Give me the bag, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think if you want that, knock yourself out, go for it. There's no right or there's no wrong. I'm just saying that personally, I don't think that you should have that expectation of a man or a woman to maintain you on that level. That's what a woman that cannot maintain herself and only depends upon man leaves herself vulnerable. The man and the most likely abuse her. She is at his mercy. Could be.
In some cases,
I think that you're absolutely right. In some cases, you are opening up yourself for abuse because, you know, if this man can control you through the things that he gives to you. You know, if he's doing all of this for you, what is it that you're giving to him? You know, bottom line, you don't want to free up with no sex, but I did your nails, I did your hair. If you don't want to go out with him, you want to hang out with the girls, but I made you look like that. You're coming out with me tonight. Do you know what I mean? You can open yourself up for those kind of things. And like I said, if it's an expectation, I keep on saying it, I don't think it should be an expectation. It's nice, but I don't think it should be an expectation. That's what I think.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. For now.
It was someone I dated and I bought her, I think it was a Dolce & Gabbana watch, and I bought all these different things. And when we broke up, she gave them back to me. She gave them all back to me and said, take your stuff. And I want my stuff back.
Wow.
Yeah? And I said to her, she said, give it to your next woman. You know, and I said to her, I bought it for you. It was the gifts were for you. And regardless of us breaking up, that was for you. You might not want it. Do what you want with it. But don't give it back to me. I don't need it. And what you bought me when everything was in a good place.
That's right.
It's mine. It wasn't bought for someone else. It was bought for me. Yeah. So me
breaking up again, bro.
Is going to you're not gonna
smash it up. Yeah, you did
break up. What you got to? Yeah, did you get to only smash up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, do what you want with it. Yeah, but what you bought for me is mine. How can you take back someone flying you away? You can't. What? Come on the plane. I'm going to push you off over the ocean because this is where I took you. Come on, this is stupid, you know. But people are like that, you know. People are shallow at the same time. But you know, I'm in agreement with you. I don't think you have to maintain a man or maintain a woman because they have this standard that they've been living. If you can do it, and it's not brocking the bank, and you're not going down to the bank tomorrow, and say, I need a loan. I can have a 20,000, 50,000 pound loan because you want to impress somebody, you know, because she's high maintenance. She should be already be impressed by your personality. He should be
Mhm.
impressed by your personality and your self-worth. Your worth. Yeah. Not your bank. Your
Mhm.
self-worth. Yeah. What he sees in you, more valuable.
Narcissist. Blows on skirts.
Kind of girl, you better pick up. He Debbie.
Said so true, pal.
You see, you don't know what people are like. You know, come on. You know, there's a quotation in the scriptures, in the Holy Scriptures, and it says, "Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn." You know, you better mind what you're doing. Yeah, you better mind. It's compared hell, you know, fire and brimstone with a woman who's scorned. You know, so you know I look at that. So people are people, and you don't know what they're like until you know you're then in a situation. So going back to what we're saying, high maintenance. If it works for you and you feel as a man or as a woman that you can maintain that, then knock yourself out. But if you're not happy with that, don't put yourself in a situation to impress, because guess what? The next one that comes along might hold a better standard, or I won't use the word higher or lower, but they hold a standard. I don't need to maintain you and you don't need to maintain you. We will work together in unison and maintain this relationship. Whatever I do for you or give to you is what I give to you. There's no return back, because I do it for you. You don't have to do it for me. But if you choose to do it for me, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're breaking up really badly now. Carl said ball and grey is a thing. I'm not too sure.
Bald and grey is a thing.
To Carl.
I know what's in relation to.
Oh, it's kind of like he just threw that one in there as a private joke, is it? Amal one said, "Is that in the scriptures, Paul?" I'm not too sure what.
Yes, it is.
What one is that?
Yes,
one?
He's talking about hell has no fury like a woman's scorn.
Oh right. Oh okay.
Or is it in the scriptures?
Yeah?
Is it being thrown out so that we all think that it is as well? You know,
heretic.
We will see.
I know sometimes you say things and it's not, but I just wanted to say in closing, because we're going to be wrapping up now, you guys can put in your last few comments, and obviously after the broadcast it would be great if you share it with your friends, family, colleagues and so forth. But I just wanted to say, you know, Stefan Speaks and Brini Lee, they're on Insta. They've got good content on there. It's totally down to you whether you follow them. It wasn't about bashing them at all. It's about using their content and sharing our spin on it. Basically looking at what that conversation was about. Remember I said it was a small snippet, so it could probably have a lot more. I don't know if they did like a broadcast or whatever, but that was a small snippet which, you know, got my attention, and I thought that was a really good subject for us to speak about. High maintenance, is it her man's responsibility to keep her? That's what we was focusing on, even though we did put the other spin on it in terms of the woman, you know, maintaining the man. But it's not really, you don't really get it like that most of the time. You normally do have the man that is maintaining the woman. This is how society is basically shown up. It's just everywhere. People are doing that. Some people are comfortable with it, some people are under pressure, some people are stressed about doing it, some people are vexed because they're not getting it, you know. But I think that me and Paul concurred, you know, that as long as you're in agreement, then that's cool. No one should be putting that pressure on somebody else to actually meet that need. If it's something that you want the fast car, you get it. Do you get what I mean? You want the big house, you get it. You want the hair done, you get it. When you can do that for yourself, and somebody blesses you on top of that, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? So what are your final thoughts on it, guys? Let us hear what you're going to say, your final thoughts. What are you going to say, Paul?
I want to
Devon said,
retract.
bills come first. She better be happy with that. Absolutely. Do you know there is more to life than all the rest of the stuff? You got your roof over your head, you got food in the cupboard, you got each other, you know, possibly some kids and a dog and a cat or whatever takes your fancy. There's some other stuff in life that you can, you know, that you can really appreciate more than the aesthetics. But again, no problem with it. You know, when I go out, I know that I look absolutely fly. I'm not high maintenance. I might look it, but I'm not it. Do you know what I mean? I remember when I was driving, like, you know, the latest cars and stuff like that. If you see my car outside, I did, like, I had to strip back. I genuinely did, because I was getting caught up with all of that. No word of
I remember being like that.
Yeah, I was getting caught up in that, and I had to strip back, you know, and realize my true worth or my true value, and whether people saw me in the way that, you know, the way how people had to see me was the way how I was prepared to show myself to the world, that I was no longer trying to be something that I'm not. But I did get caught up in that for a minute, because rejection is real. And so, you know, I struggled with rejection for a really, really long time. And so I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be accepted. And everybody wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be accepted. And everybody will pay a price for that. But I decided to strip back and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to show up how other people want me to show up, or how society wants me to show up. I'm going to show up as me. And if you love me, you love me. If you hate me, you hate me. That's just the reality of it. So, you know, you pick and choose.
I want to retract my comment on saying holy scriptures. It isn't a holy scriptures. It's been indoctrinated constantly, and we use it as a term. I've just done a quick research.
That's good. You did a quick. You did a Google.
Yeah, I did, and the phrase actually comes from "Hell has no fury like a woman scorned." It's a proverb adapted from lines in it's a play. In the morning, the morning bride, mourn as in mourn. Yeah, a tragic play by English playwright William Congreve, first performed in 1697. So I retract what I said in a word that has gone on throughout time. 1697. Yeah, that it becomes a norm. So it's not a yeah?
It's not a biblical scripture.
It's not a biblical scripture. Okay, so I just want to say that it's a saying, yeah,
absolutely,
as opposed to a scripture. So I just want to put that out there. So don't me down for being indoctrinated by something. Yeah. Okay.
Uganda. So let me just read those couple of comments. High maintenance woman keep the man them righteous. Can them car them no say them can only. Why the Jamaican man? It's just killing me.
That's
here.
Just high maintenance woman keep the man them righteous.
Because them no say them can only maintain one elbow cough. What is it, elbow cough? I've never heard that saying in my life. One elbow cough. Tell me what that means. So Lydia said, where I come from, and then I asked her where she came from. She said Uganda. A man looks after a woman, and although I don't agree with it, but see the same in the Jewish community. Absolutely. And I think it was, I think, who was it? Somebody said it's a breeding ground for narcissistics. I did see that. Okay, it was Dennis that said that it can be a breeding ground for narcissistics, when it's just like it's all about me paying for everything, and so you have to be under my thumb. You know, we see that in society. We see it in a lot of different cultures, where that is the expectation, that the man provides for everything, the woman stays at home, and you have to do what I say and say what I do, and all the rest of it. So so I really appreciate your comments in the chat. Anthony, there was enough Jamaican going on there. You just made me look like if I don't know Jamaican at all. Thank you very much. Not even Jamaican, patois. Yeah, reading it is something different from talking it, but my one is Jamaican, like, you know, it just sounds kind of fake. Yeah, I think that that was a good one. What did you guys think of the topic? You guys can actually message us. You can DM us. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. So you can find us on there at Gym Time. On Instagram, it's Gym Time 24/7. On Facebook, it's Gym Time. You can message us on there with any kind of comments, any kind of thoughts. On Instagram, I did put out a few questions and a couple of questions, a couple of quizzes I put out during the week, so you can stay connected with us throughout the week as well. I do monitor the account, especially on Instagram more than Facebook. But yeah, stay connected, give us your thoughts, give us your views, and it will be really good to get some of your ideas for topics, so that, you know, we don't.
I just want to read the last comment. Anthony gave it to you in English now. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So he broke it down. But Lydia says, actually, it's not do as I say. It's more of a competition between men. So what then happens is that man has a high stand doing this as a standard. Another man sees that and he then wants to outdo the other person, and so on and so forth. You know, they want to big up their chest. But you know, thank you very much, Sonia.
That is true.
That's true. You know, but what ego's, you know, anyway, that's a whole different subject. So I think we could talk about that as well. But you puff up your chest. If that's what they want to do, puff up your chest. Yeah. You keep blowing, you might boss. Yeah.
Isn't it? Work all 5-6 jobs, in it, to make sure you keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good job, both of you. Keep up with the good work. Thank you, sis. That should be our sister, Sonia.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been another good Monday, and hopefully you'll join us again and you will share with your friends and your family, that you will literally have, you know, us out there, because we can't reach everyone. Someone can tell one to tell another one to tell another one, and that will be good. So any final comments from you, Paul?
Not on high maintenance.
Oh man, your internet. Oh, it actually dropped out now. It's just like, I've just had enough. I'm actually gonna go. I am not gonna stay here anymore. I've tried my utmost, and yeah, we have gone over time. So once again, thank you again for joining us at Gym Time. And yeah, please continue to share, continue to support our channel. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, and it will tell you when we are on live or when we are doing anything, to be quite honest. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful Monday evening. I was going to say Friday evening. It don't even feel like a Friday. Have a wonderful Monday evening, and catch you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye for now.